good morning. Welcome back to True Talk with Dee Dee. Guys, I'm so happy to see you guys. Not like I can really see you, right? But I'm so happy you guys can see me. As you can see, I'm sitting on my blue couch. Can't wait to get a picture back here because it would actually look a little bit more better for the camera. That's just my opinion. But guys, happy Resurrection Day, even though I know today is actually Tuesday, so God has already rose on his third day, okay? So he rose on his third day on Sunday, but it's okay. I still say happy Resurrection Week because God is here all week, okay? So, and when I say all week, that just means that he's here. He sees us, guys. Of course, we know he's here forever. So, I just wanted to say something really quick before we get into today's message. First, it's okay. I know you guys probably said she's probably upset with us because she's probably mad because we didn't. Guys, I promise you, the deadline for the challenge was April 20th, but it's okay because God had to show me that yes, Dina, I have you. You don't need to count on nobody else. You count on me. Only me. Okay? So I get it and I understand and it's okay. I promise. I promise. I promise. Anyways, I don't want to hold you guys too much for that. Yes, that deadline has ended and it's okay that it's ended. Now we on to a much purposeful, meaningful time. So, yes, I know you guys are already aware of my podcast that I've discussed on several other videos. I again want to just say, do not miss that, guys. It is going to be premiered in August. I do not have the actual day in August, but I know that it will be in August, okay? So, yes, that is still on my podcast. I'm so excited. I even have the women already picked out that I would love on my podcast. They already said yes to it. So, I'm really excited about that. Like I said, I wanted to do two women plus me, which would have been three, but I had a third person that actually did not mind joining the team. So that is good. So God is good. He's moving. He's doing everything in the direction he's supposed to do it in, right? Or the direction he feels necessary to do it in. Maybe I should just say that. But I hope everybody had a great Easter, a great weekend, a great Sunday, a great Monday. I know, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, when you guys see this, you'll see it Tuesday, which is in real time because I'm posting today. So, today's topic, I don't know if I want to step on anybody's toes or how anybody's going to feel, but today's topic is why do we stay in toxic friendships? But I am actually going to talk about why do we stay in toxic relationships. I want to talk about relationships and friendships. So I'm just going to kind of like give you an idea. See, what people don't realize is all kinds of ships are toxic. Let's be clear. We do allow water in our boat on many different ships. It can be friendship, relationship, parentship. I mean, come on. It can be childrenship. Now, I know y'all like, what in the world she mean by that? Because sometimes we allow our kids to get a certain way and they become toxic and then we don't want to ride the boat with them. It's a lot of ways we got to handle this, guys. But at the end of the day, we are riding many ships, not just a friendship and a relationship. People don't realize that. It's a lot of ships we are sailing in our life. Sometimes we have social ship, and those are just people you socialize with. Okay, so just get to the narrative of how I'm trying to perceive it and give it to you guys. Okay, because we even have workship. Okay, how we perceive people at work. Do we deal with this person at work? All kinds of ships can be toxic, and it's only because you let that water in that boat. So somebody's boat got a hole in it. That's why I say. That's why I say. Anyway. So I wanted to get into it today, and we're going to discuss friendships first. But before we discuss friendships, let's talk a little bit about why we feel the need to have a friend. Okay, so we're in this world we come in this world by ourselves. We're entering into the world, and we see that we're gravitating to feeling a little bit alone, being by ourselves, or we don't have any siblings, or if we do have siblings, they don't understand us, and we grow up with them, and then we want a friendship. So tell me, if you could, in the comment section, when was your real first friendship? Like, when did you really know that you had a friend? Because for me, I knew that I didn't have any friends when I was in high school, because a lot of times I often socialized, and I'll see later that the person didn't feel like what I'm socializing about was either fun, or what I'm talking about wasn't something that she cared about or he cared about. And I, over time, didn't have very many friendships, but I had a lot of social ships. So I didn't really go out with friends and all of that stuff when I was in high school. Middle school, I'm quite sure I had some friends. I remember some of my middle school friends, but they were what you call friends in school. So when they go home, it's like no phone call, no nothing. Because back then I didn't have a phone. You gotta understand, I was born in '79, baby. Okay, I was in '79. Okay, so we ain't had no cell phones like that. You know what I'm saying? And if they were out, Dina ain't know nothing about them. Okay, and at that time, yes, that was my name. I'm Dee Dee now. I'm Dee Dee now. But no, I had a friendship with one person in my life, and I had many different people that I thought were friends. I don't like to say toxic friendships if I didn't really have a friendship. I had many people I thought were friends, but it ended up not being friends. I could talk about one of them toxic relationships that I did have. I was in middle school, and I remember this girl named Joy. She was really a nice friend. She wasn't like a bad person or anything like that. It's just that Joy, she was Caucasian, and I could sense that, even though she acted like they called them wiggers or whatever, she, was acting like me. I guess you would say my skin color or whatever, because she really didn't have a Caucasian style to her. And I don't know how to explain that without being prejustice. I mean, prejudging or whatever. But I'm just saying, she told me. I mean, many times she was like, Didi, I'm black. I'm black. I said, no, Joy, you're Caucasian, baby. You're white. You're not black. But because she hung around so many of African American people, and we was going to a predominantly, Caucasian school, but she had more African American friends than she had. She had more African American friends than she had Caucasian friends. Okay, so for her, because she grew up around so many of the African Americans, she felt more inclined, and she felt more comfortable, and she became, had our mannerisms. I mean, I'm going to be honest. And when I say mannerisms, I'm not trying to sound crazy. I'm saying that when we are listening, even her music was different. Her music change was different. She didn't believe in like the status quo. You know what I'm saying? You know how we have people who even, I know it sounds so bad to say this, because it really honestly is very controversial to me to talk about this subject, because it becomes a race subject. So I'm not gonna stay on it too long, because I don't feel like it's any validity to my video. So anyway, she did not like her Caucasian friends. She actually had a problem with her mom, because she said that her mom was a little bit of a racist, because her mom didn't understand why she only hung around African American people. But I'm a little confused, because if you guys was brought up in an African American neighborhood predominantly, and you predominantly all of your friends were African American, I'm not sure why her mom at that time would have said that. I'm not sure. But anyway, she was a good friend. She was really nice. She was very, like, I won't say quiet. It was kind of like she was loud and quiet, because it's like moments where she get real quiet, but moments where she get real loud. I mean, but she cussed crazy when she was upset, and I had to calm her down a lot. The toxic part of our relationship happened. I met her where I was in the 7th grade, and we didn't really get really, really close until I was in the 8th grade. And when we started getting closer, I started noticing different things. Like, she would try to wear her hair like mine. She wanted to get braids. She wanted to do a lot of stuff like me. It became like not single female. You know how they be doing like that single white female, that movie? No, it was just more like, are we in a friendship or are we competing? Because when she goes and get this stuff done that I have done, or something, like I said, it could be my hair, it could be something I wear, it could be something I say, and she picks up the mannerisms, the style, and everything so fast. And I'm like happy with her. I'm like, oh, you look nice. But then it's like, I didn't understand it because she'll say stuff like, well, I rocked that better than you did. And I know it could have been a joke. And I took it as a joke in the beginning. But she started doing it a lot, and it started becoming really weird. And I knew that something was wrong is when she decided that the guy I liked and that was already talking to me, she decided she wanted to talk to him too. But it was behind my back. I didn't know what was going on right away until he came to me and said, I'm feeling a little uncomfortable with your friend Joy. She she keep on like meeting me after school. At first I thought it was cool, she a friend or whatever. We ain't talking about nothing for real. But then she asked me, do I really like you? And I'm like, why would she ask you that? He like, I don't know. Because I told her I really, really like you a lot and we've been dating for at least a year. And I said, well, what happened? He said, I don't know. He asked me, what do I see in you? And have I ever cheated on you? She asked you what? Oh yeah, she tripping. So I didn't go off because I'm like, okay, I've been knowing this friend for a minute. We just gotta talk. That's just kind of how I was first. So when I went to go approach her by herself, mind you, because it's between us. When I went to go approach her and ask her why would she say that, she was like, first of all, he lying. And that's not what I did. She went off, started cussing, and then she told me that I'm jealous because he tried to holler at her way before me. Huh? So girl, ladies, gentlemen, I ended that friendship 2.5 seconds. I said, okay. I don't know why you would have done that behind my back, but I'm glad I know that you are like this. And this teaches me a lot about who you are. I walked away from her that day. I prayed for her when I walked away that day. I talked to my mama about it. She kept trying to talk to me in school. She kept trying to plead with me. But what I kept seeing was, every time you said sorry, you were still where? In my man's face. He said she can't even talk to me again. I said, okay, I got to leave her alone. And that's it. So I dropped her. I left her alone. I told my man, it's up to you. But I ain't talking to her no more and I'm not a friend of hers. So you know what he did? He said, no, I ain't about to cause no kind of discord with y'all or discord period. I'm going to walk away too. So when she try to come talk to me, I'm going to let her know, nah, we ain't friends. I said, okay, that's up to you. Because I can't make nobody do anything. But y'all, that was my first toxic relationship because of how she was really moving. It was like, girl, is you trying to beat me? Anyway, I don't know if any of you guys are facing any toxic relationship with your parents, any toxic friendship with your friends or your peers, whether that's in high school, college, work, okay, outside of work. And when I say toxic friendships are friendships that people who tries to control the narrative of your friendship. They tell you who you can hang out with, who you can laugh at, who you can talk to. And then you got some toxic friendships where every time y'all get together, y'all fussing about something. It's like, are we here to compete or we here to be friends? Have you ever faced that? I mean, real toxic now. Y'all fussing about nothing. Every time she come around or he come around, it's always some drama. They always got some tea. They always talking about somebody else. These are what you call toxic relationships and toxic friendships. Same thing with your relationship. Every time your man come home, the whole world starting to fade away. He just got something to fuss about, want to complain, want to be mad. Then he ain't never happy. Then he try to make you unhappy. So you got to understand, guys, whether you are in a toxic relationship or in a toxic friendship, You got to understand that's not what God wants for you. That's the bottom line. God do not want you to be in something that is not moving you forward, that is not advancing you, that is not in a positive light, that is trying to unmotivate you and get you distracted and put you in drama. You have to remove yourself or you will become that toxic person. You will start doing the stuff they doing, saying the stuff they saying, and you know that in your spirit, you know when something is toxic. I don't have to tell you. I had people tell me, girl, he tried to go get me to drink with him. I told him I ain't want to drink. You think that's something cute to talk about? If anything, you should have been the change he needed to be. I would have told him, no, we don't need to drink, but we can go do something else. Let's go do it. Encourage people to be better, y'all. You ain't got to stay in something. You can either remove yourself immediately if it's too bad, or you say, let's do something different. You could change the outcome of toxic relationships. You don't got to stay in it or do what they're doing. Now, sometimes you can't change it. So you remove yourself. You don't stay in it. I have seen people stay in toxic relationships for 15, 20 years. I mean, I'm not talking about just people who deal with abuse. I'm not saying just mental, physical, and emotional. I mean, they just know it's toxic. They just know all they do is argue. All they do is fight. Nobody ever happy. It's like, do y'all love each other for real? Or y'all just think this is the way to love each other? Some people, love language is toxicity. The only way I can love you is by toxic. Now you got to ask yourself, is it something in my past or something in my childhood that I need to go discuss? Because this toxicity should not be something I love doing. You should never love talking about people. You should never love hurting other people. You should never love convincing other people to do wrong. That is all toxic behavior. Guys, if you are in a toxic relationship or a toxic friendship and you know that it's suffering you, you know that it's causing damage to your mental health, your emotional health, your physical health, get out. Why are we still in it in 2025? Why are we talking about stuff we should already know in 2025? Get out that relationship. It's going to destroy you. You don't see it now, but you're going to get destroyed. Pieces of you will be removed, honey. After a while, you ain't going to know yourself. You're going to say, well, who am I? You ain't going to know yourself. Please remove yourself from anything toxic. I don't care what type of relationship it is. I don't care what type of ship you're sailing. I don't care if it's at work. I don't care if it's at home. I don't care if it's in your family. I don't care if it's your own husband or your own boyfriend. I don't care if it's your wife. Y'all, if it's toxic, go. Okay? Please. Because it will mess with your soul. And guys, we are here on this earth. We are here on this earth to help people, to transform, to motivate, to advance. We are not here to destroy people. And some people are sent here just to destroy you. Oh, we'll talk about that in another segment. So be careful with these people that call yourself so-called friends, so-called, oh, you my colleague, I like you, so-called, I love you, you're my baby. Watch the signs. Look at the flags. They red. I'll wait, but you know I ain't gonna wait too long. All right, y'all. I don't want to hold you too much about toxic friendships and relationships. I just wanted to step in and say hello, give you a short, brief message. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your beautiful day. And thank you for tuning in with True Talk with Dee Dee. And you guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye-bye now.